show with Craig Ferguson. Mr. Craig Ferguson! Hello, sweeties. Listen, I know that many of you are here today are probably wondering, why is he there? I know much more about Doctor Who, and you do. You do. But I'm here because I'm a fan. I've been a fan my whole life. I love this show, and I'm so. Let me explain to you in a way that maybe you'll understand. When I was a little girl, I had an imaginary friend. And when I grew up, he came back. He's called the Doctor. He comes from somewhere else. He's got a box called the TARDIS, which is bigger on the inside, and he can travel anywhere in time and space. I ran away with him, and I've been running ever since. I don't want to spend a lot of time, because we want to get the panel out, we want to get your questions going. And remember, if the right question is asked, the silence will fall. The people who are waiting for the Sons of Anarchy panel are very confused right now. The bikers are like, what the hell is he doing? I don't want to know, where's the bikes? I'd like to introduce you to our panel today. First up is the producer of Doctor Who. I believe this is our first panelist today. Please welcome Marcus Wilson to the stage, everybody. Marcus Wilson. Marcus. Come on out. Also, the producer and writer of An Adventure in Time and Space, the story of the origins of Doctor Who. Mark Gatiss is here, everybody. Of Game of Thrones stuff, so do not do any buoy Game of Thrones things. Do not cross the streams. He will be playing William Hartnell in An Adventure in Time and Space. Please welcome David Bradley, everybody. David Bradley. Of course, tonight, the Doctor Who lead writer and executive producer, as he's known in my house, the bastard that killed Amy and Rory. Please welcome Stephen Moffat, everybody. The Doctor's new companion, you met her in the Christmas special and some others, and she's about to begin a long and illustrious career in the TARDIS, the lovely Jenna Coleman, everybody. Jenna. And a young gentleman you may have heard of, he plays the Doctor, Matt Smith, everybody. Show order now, everybody, that I should have a casual remarks with you, casual banter about San Diego. So, San Diego's nice. You like it? There you go. Well, let's welcome Jenna, though, to the panel. You're the newest member of the team. Jenna, welcome to a life of being followed around by creepy people like myself. It'll never go away. You can ask the rest of them. Yes, it is you. Who's taking care of your cats while you're here? I kind of split the room there a little bit. All right. Before we start the discussion now, we're going to throw to the Doctor Who recap video trailer for any of you who may not be up to speed. Let's take a look at the recap video, shall we?
That's exciting, isn't it?
Yeah, I have to get a TV this big. This is fantastic.
But Matt's chin from this angle.
Actually, it's not that great from this angle. Oh, come on.
Scottish people.
No, it's not. Listen, you're taking the Doctor this year. Stephen, let me ask you, you're going to places, and even in the last season, you went to places that he's never been in the 50 years. What?
Thank you.
Thank you, Sons of Energy, man. This Bikers Doctor Who crossover group is a small but very powerful group of people. So you've taken the Doctor, Stephen, to places that he hasn't been before, notably lost the sense of grief that came in on the last season, which I was not prepared for. I got a little teary when I watched it again, right there.
Well, Amy and Rory?
Yes.
Yeah. They died in their 80s. How much more merciful could I be?
Yeah.
I mean, if serial killers did that, it would be less bad, wouldn't it?
Yes.
What about 90? I'm gonna live through my natural causes in 40-odd years.
But people were very upset with you, though. Do you feel when you took over the job that you had the great sense of responsibility because you're not old enough to have worked on it for the entire 50 years?
Darling. Well, I was 2 when it started, so it would have been a surprise choice, but I would have certainly yeah, well, I mean, you feel responsibility, of course you do, but no, you don't. You just feel unbelievably excited.
Yes.
What is the point of feeling afraid or responsible? It's like, I get to do Doctor Who. Even if I do it badly, that's cool. It's extraordinary. No, it's been the thrill and the trip of a lifetime. I absolutely adore it. I still adore it to this day. I'm still a fan of it, even though it wrecks every day of my year. Yeah. I just adore it.
What about going to the origins of the, if I can throw it to you three at the end there, the making, and you, Stephen, of course, involved in this as well, but the story of the origins of the show, how did that come about?
Well, it's a story we all, really, anyone who's been a fan of Doctor Who, all grew up with. It's sort of like our mother's milk, really, like bedtime reading. The story of how...
By the time I was reading, I was off my mother's milk. I hear what you're saying.
Speak for yourself.
All right.
Really, a very unlikely group of people came together through a series of happy accidents to create the show. We're still celebrating and loving today. So really, it's a story I particularly wanted to tell for ages, and it all came together for this anniversary with David brilliantly playing the first Doctor, William Hartnell.
Were you a fan of the show before, David?
Yes, well, Mark remembers John Persley as his first Doctor. I'm a few weeks older than him, so I remember Hartnell. And it was just every Saturday evening, that's what you did, you know.
Absolutely.
And I wasn't in my teens, I was like 20, so, you know, it was, the pub had to wait.
And I imagine that it's been a rather difficult Comic-Con for you because in your Game of Thrones capacity, a lot of people hate you in San Diego, right?
Well, for some reason, the wedding invitations have dried up.
Let's see if we can take a quick look for a trailer for an adventure in time and space. Let's take a look at that now. If I can ask you briefly, was there any resistance, Mark, to the going back? Did you use any of the old footage? Did you get any of the old stuff that was lying around at the BBC? Was there anything that you could get your hands on?
Well, actually, really, obviously the episodes and stuff. No, it's all a new build. The TARDIS and everything is a new build.
You didn't get any old TARDIS-y bits?
One thing happened, which is fantastic. In the original TARDIS, there's a brass pillar, which was hired from a place called Trading Post, which is where most of the props come from on TV. And the production designer went back and said, with a picture, and said, we need something like this. And they said, what, those? And there they were, the same ones from 50 years ago, just waiting to be hired again. So we put them back into the original TARDIS, as it were. It was, the whole project, though, is full of amazing little coincidences like that. And one thing was incredible. We had 4 Marconi cameras in the studio from the time. One of them was actually still working. And when you plug it into the monitor, it has exactly the same information, visual information as an old camera does. So looking at the monitor was like looking back through time, and everyone actually looks so much like the original actors. It was spooky, really spooky. I recorded it all for my own benefit.
Marcus, you and Stephen produced this, is that right?
No, I didn't produce this one.
Oh, you did?
That's the first time I've seen it.
Well, did you like it?
I loved it.
That's good. All right. So let's move on then. We got the 50th anniversary trailer coming up as well. 50th. Did you feel it? Did you feel getting to the 50th anniversary? Because I don't know, if you're doing a series like this, going over a long period of time, is there a sense of improvisation when you're writing, or do you map it out, you know where you're going, or you just kind of like hope you can figure something out from one season to the next?
Well, I still got the memo from Verity Lambert outlining what she wanted for the 50. So I just went with that. Well, it's a lot of it's improvisation, to be honest, but there are certain things we've been setting up for a very long while. Certainly since I took over, that will be resolving in the 50th in Matt's final episode. There's a plan, but there's also the newest idea you have is always the most exciting somehow. So you want to keep it new, you want to keep it fresh, and they just kill the loved people down there.
Yeah. What about you, Matt? You're leaving, of course, and Jenny, you're just arriving. Is there a sense? Are you afraid, either one of you, of what's in front of you?
No, I'm excited. I mean, I can't wait to go back and
That's what watching that trailer does. It makes you just be like, oh, I want to get back to college, I want to get back on set.
and make it again, exactly. And it's been the most fabulous journey. I'm very proud of what we've all achieved. I take with me great friends, you know, and I think we'll try and make the Christmas special one of the best, and you know, just the most inventive, brilliant, moving, all those things. I'm determined to make it a real belter.
No pressure, I'm on page 22.
What about the chemistry between the Doctor and his companion? There's always this kind of weird, unresolved, kind of friendly, unresolved sexual tension. I assume it's unresolved. And I haven't seen it. I don't know. But you know, is there a sense of, are you intimidated by, or do you look at the work of the actors? Not necessarily intimidated, but look at the work of the actors like before. Notably, maybe. Piper and Tennant, who had a fantastic. Do you observe it because you're playing the same character? So
yeah, which you are. You know, he's the same man, but also each actor that plays it comes with a different sort of emotional background and makeup and all the rest of it. And actually, if you look at me and Dave is sort of more swashbuckling with the ladies, and my Doctor is often quite sort of flummoxed. You know, River is the ultimate alien to him, and you know, and so it depends sort of what spin you want to do. But now Clara's come along, and she's different to Amy. She kind of challenges him in a different way. I think he'd have more chance of snogging Clara than he would.
I mean, he's a bit asexual, really.
Yeah. Well,
I think there are a lot of young people here who would completely disagree with what you're saying right now.
At times.
Yes. Well, listen, let's have a quick look, before we get to your questions from the floor, let's have a quick look.
Before we do the trailer, could I just say something?
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah, one thing is really important. This is a Comic-Con exclusive. It is only being seen here at this time, on this day. We did a Sherlock panel the other day, and thank you. My very lovely wife asked everyone not to post the scene online. Within about 2 minutes, someone had posted the audio on Tumblr. Now, we're still going to show the trailer, though there was a discussion about that. Quite honestly, and I don't want to sound like a complete bore, and I'm telling you off, but if this goes online, if the sound goes online, there will be no more Comic-Con exclusives from Doctor Who or Sherlock. I'm sorry, I have to say that. So, can you all promise, as 6,000 of my closest friends, that also applies to space and time, all right? All of space and time. Too late.
All right, let me just turn off my phone. And you turn off yours. Don't be rotten.
Yeah.
Be nice. All right. your chance to talk to the panel. Let's try and throw it open as soon as we can to the Q&A from the floor. How are we actually running that, Comic-Con bodies? Where's the microphone for people to ask questions of the panel? Where are they? Over there where the light is? Alright, or is that just people waving? There's like, they're just, hello, yes, I'm busy. Where is the microphone for people that, it looks like it's a microphone stand there, is that right? Oh, it definitely is there. Alright, well then, I'll ask you a question then.
Well, I just wanted to thank you for having a great show. I was recently in the hospital for bone cancer, and every day just waking up and watching your show, it got me through that very much. And I just wanted to ask what your favorite scenes from for this season.
From the season that we've just shot, I think that the start of In the Name of the Doctor, when Clara's visiting like all 11 of us, is pretty special.
That was a cool day. We recreated with a double the first ever the Hartnell scene, which was stupidly exciting, and Stephen came down to set and we were all kind of giddy for the day. I also love the TARDIS on a cloud.
Yeah.
I think it's so fairy tale. They're just that kind of, it's such a strong image for me. The TARDIS on a cloud with a spiral staircase. I loved all of that stuff.
Hello.
Hello. First of all, just thank you so much. We're gonna miss you, Matt. It was great seeing you as a doctor.
Thank you.
Secondly, the season before when you did it in America, are you guys thinking of doing another one in America maybe? And how was it being in America from being in Britain?
Well, I would just like to go on record to say I really want to shoot the Christmas special in America. Can we afford it? I think this is a maybe. Is this a maybe? Can I get a definite maybe?
I think it's fascinating you get to watch the negotiation process between the actor and the producer of the show.
There isn't any negotiation.
We might go back to America if you think of a great reason to go there. It's all about that. Marcus is probably the one to ask about what it was like to shoot in America.
It was brilliant shooting in America. It was great going to locations like Central Park, like Monument Valley that you've only seen in movies. So it felt fantastic to do it, and everybody was so supportive. But the American crew they didn't really know the show, and they kept saying to us, "Oh, it'll be easy getting around New York. Don't worry." And thousands of people turned up to see us. It was fantastic. It was a great experience.
Yeah.
I've had a great idea for a story.
Oh.
So there should be an alien invasion of Comic-Con. Who would know? They can just walk about and nobody can.
Perhaps it's already happened.
Exactly.
You have another question from the floor?
I just want to say Game of Thrones and Doctor Who are my two favorite shows of all time. And my favorite episode is the Satan Pit because the Doctor was really out of his element. Would you like to see it? Would you do that again? Or did you not like doing stuff like that?
Sorry, what was it you meant about the Satan Pit?
That was his favourite episode.
Yeah. To do another story like that?
Because the Doctor was out of his element. He didn't know anything about the enemy.
Well, he had no enemy. He was fighting Satan. That was a big one. The devil himself, and he lost. Well, everything's up for grabs. I love that story too. I think it's a wonderful two-parter. So, yeah, absolutely.
Stephen, do you like doing the historicals rather than they used to call them that in the old days, Doctor?
Yeah.
Historical. Do you like doing those, or do you?
Do you mean the ones in a historical
Yeah,
setting?
going back to a real time that's in Earth history.
I usually get other writers to do those because it involves research.